and you beat me to my question, is one is, do you see any more growth at Glenmore? And it sounds like the answer is no.
What do we have, like 840, 850 rooftops?
Yeah, I think all done, it'll be pushing 900.
900?
So I think when we do this again next year, you'll find that your percentages are going to start tracking up. You know, I do not see Glenmore going backwards on that, and particularly since, you know, we're going to start talking about this a little bit at the end of next year and the beginning of next year. Generational buyers is really where things are at right now, where the market's at right now. And there are two sides of the house, right? They're our age, the empty nesters, and then they're the millennial buyer, and we're competing for the same product constantly or for that. So you'll start seeing Glenmore tracking back up, but there's only 2 new constructions on the market right now. There's 9 in pending and 27 sold to date. So new construction is pretty much done at Glenmore.
Let me go back to one other. You mentioned 2 excellent realtors that sell a lot in Glenmore, Marina Ringstrom, Jamie Waller. There are others, but those are 2 of the finest. Jake Gallagher, Long and Foster, there's a list that do really well.
We'll give Patty Rowe a little love.
Patty Rowe, excellent. Tom Pace as well. Cheryl Walker. I mean, there's a list of people that do some really good business at Glenmore and know the community. The one where I was going was what we may miss, this goes back to Mike Buczynski's question, there was a lot of internal movement in Glenmore. You had people that built a 8,000 square foot home and they loved the community. What they would do is build a smaller home with Craig Builders in Glenmore Highlands. And so to Mike's question, that's not going to exist or exist as readily, and so we may lose that flow.
Well, there may be an existing to an existing,
Correct,
right? So
correct.
I'm moving, because we're at a certain point.
That happens all the time.
And that is the walk around the block and say, hey, I want to move out of this, can I move into that?
Yes.
And who knows, there may be a house swap there, you know.
No doubt.
Daniel Pettit giving Jeff Gaffney some props, calling Jeff Mr. Knowledge right now. We've dubbed Daniel Pettit Mustache Dan Pettit. We love you, Dan Pettit. Multiple Glenmore homeowners on the feed here, and even Kevin Yancing brings this up from the thriving metropolis of Waynesboro, Virginia. This question's been put on the feed 4 different times. Why wasn't there a second entrance ever developed for Glenmore?
I may not have all the answers to that one, but I think, I believe that the best security for Glenmore is one way in and one way out. Now, it certainly makes it for a longer drive home if you're all the way in the back of Glenmore, and those are usually the people that ask, where's the second gate? There is a second gate. I won't tell you where it is, but it's under lock and key, and it's for emergency access only.
Yeah.
But one way in, one way out, we believe provides the highest level of safety and security.
That was a great answer. That's the right answer. Very well said. Accountability, trackability. That's very well said.
And the subdivision is not, you know, it's not that right size, you know, it's maybe a little difficult. Like Lake Monticello is huge. It's 4,500 acres, 4,300 homes. You need multiple entrances in and out of it, because it can take you 15 minutes to get from one side to the other. But I'm going to stick with, I think Mr. Kessler's vision also is when you go through that boulevard, it's impactful.
Yes.
And it makes a difference.
Well, Buczynski just said, I have a client that bought in Glenmore from Northern Virginia, and he said my client said to me all the time his blood pressure would drop
There you go.
50 beats per second as soon as he got onto Piper Way and passed the horses.
Yeah, it's amazing the impact of the equestrian center has on the people that live there. I think experience a lot of the same thing, and it goes back to the history. It was a horse farm in its prime, Glenmore, and the fact that they were able to preserve that in the original manor home, which predates Monticello. I think that helps add to the character of the neighborhood. I also want to give a